In a world where most people wear masks, acting kind, speaking softly, trying to look respectable, it's hard not to be fooled by appearances. Words can be polished, actions can be rehearsed, but a person's true nature? That never stays hidden for long. You don't need 10 years of friendship to see through the facade. If you know what to look for, 5 simple things, you'll see the real person standing in front of you, not the version they want you to believe. This video will show you how, not just to understand others, but to recognize who you are and what needs to change. If you want to know the signs that reveal true character, watch until the end. This isn't common knowledge. This is raw truth, and most people aren't ready to face it. What you're about to hear next could change the way you see your entire life. Hit subscribe, like, and stay with me, because the final minutes will be the most important. Want to know if someone's truly strong? Don't look at them when they're smiling. Watch them when they're furious. Anger strips away the makeup of morality. You can't fake it when your blood's boiling and your hands are shaking. All the polite talk, the fake calm, the socially enforced kindness, it evaporates in seconds. What's left is who they really are. Modern men have no shortage of reasons to be angry. Work, family, money, disrespect, being misunderstood. But anger doesn't create anything new. It only magnifies what's already inside. A man with no self-discipline will explode with violence, selfishness, and weakness the moment he hits his limit. He'll smash things, he'll scream, he'll insult people. Worse, he'll blame others. You made me do this. That kind of man isn't in control. He's a slave to his own emotions. He's not strong. He's just a grown child who never learned how to stand tall in the storm of his own feelings. A man of true strength isn't someone who never gets angry. He's the one who stays grounded while anger surges through him. He might be raging inside, but on the outside, he stays silent. Not out of fear, but because he knows losing control doesn't prove power. It exposes weakness. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once warned that anger is a form of madness. Every decision made in anger is a stupid one. And when you act stupidly, you live with the fallout. Maybe you lose someone you love. Maybe you ruin an opportunity. Maybe you lose the respect of others or your own. Marcus Aurelius, both an emperor and a spiritual ascetic, practiced this. He delayed his reaction whenever he was insulted. He didn't strike back immediately. He let the emotion pass first, then decided what to do. And more often than not, after a few minutes, he realized nothing was worth sacrificing his inner peace. So what should you do when you feel yourself about to snap? Stop. Be silent. Walk away if you have to. You don't need to preach. You don't need to teach someone a lesson. Teach yourself first, because if you can't control your anger, you can't control your life. No excuses. No blame. Take ownership of your emotions. That's what real masculinity looks like. The world's full of loud men. But a man worth trusting is the one who can feel rage and still choose a response he won't regret. So next time you're angry, ask yourself, who do I want to be in this moment? The man who lashes out like a wild beast, or the man who keeps his dignity? No one can answer that for you, and no one else will bear the cost. If you want to know how strong a man really is, don't look at his muscles, his money, or how many people he commands. Listen to how he talks about others when no one else is around. Because when the lights go out, when social media is gone, when there's no pressure to act civil, words become wide-open windows into the soul. A weak man can't stand someone else's light. He'll try to drag others down. Gossip, slander, sarcasm. He laughs at someone's failure like that somehow lifts him up. But it doesn't. Every time he opens his mouth to tear someone down, he's just exposing the insecurity eating him from the inside out. There's a certain kind of man who can't stand to see others succeed. He can't handle someone else being liked, praised, or recognized. Deep down, he doesn't believe he's good enough. And instead of facing that truth, he takes the easy way out. He tries to make everyone else just as average as he feels. He'll say their success is luck, that they're fake, that it's all just PR. But really, it's just envy in disguise. And the worst part, he thinks no one notices. He thinks his venomous little whispers sound honest, real, genuine. But he's wrong. People with real awareness can hear it instantly, because the way you talk about others doesn't reveal who they are. It reveals who you are. A strong man doesn't need to tear others down to feel tall. He can stand in a room full of people he doesn't like and not say a single negative word. Because he knows dignity doesn't come from attacking others. It comes from choosing not to. He understands that every time you talk behind someone's back, you're carving a crack in the trust others had in you. On the flip side, a man with real strength lifts people up, even when no one's watching. He'll defend someone who isn't in the room. He'll walk away from trash talk. Not because he's afraid of gossip, but because he has principles. Because he knows you can't be noble and petty at the same time. So if you want to build real strength, start with your mouth. Stop gossiping. Stop judging. Stop pretending your jealousy is concern. And if you find yourself getting pulled into a toxic conversation, shut up or walk away. Silence carries weight, and sometimes refusing to speak ill is the only way to keep your mind clean. And remember this, you can't control how others talk about you, but you can always control how you talk about them. That's where real strength begins. Most people quit before they ever learn the biggest lesson. But if you're still watching, I know you're different. Hit subscribe, like, and let's go all the way together. Want to know if someone is truly trustworthy? Give them a secret. Not money, not power. A secret is the purest test of character. Money can be bound by contracts. Power can be checked by laws. But a secret, once given, is completely out of your hands. At that point, the only thing standing between you and betrayal is the integrity of the person holding it. A man who can't keep his mouth shut has no moral backbone. He might be polite, funny, say all the right things, make you feel safe, until he learns something that could hurt someone. Then he starts whispering here, hinting there, disguising gossip as just confiding, just being honest, only telling you. Don't be naive. If someone shares other people's secrets with you, he's already sharing yours with someone else the second your back is turned. Nothing destroys trust faster than leaking what someone gave you in confidence. A man with real integrity knows that keeping a secret isn't a small thing. It's a moral responsibility, a silent oath, a test of whether you can stay true to your values when no one is watching. People who break confidences often say things like, "I'm just doing what's best for them." Sound familiar? But the truth is, they're not helping anyone. They're feeding their own ego. They like being the one others listen to. They like the power of knowing more. They love being the center of attention. And for that, they'll trade someone's trust for a cheap thrill. But a man of principle doesn't need the world to know he knows. He can carry a secret to the grave without feeling like he's missing out. Because for him, value doesn't come from revealing information. It comes from upholding a code. The way someone handles even the smallest secret tells you everything about their inner moral compass. Do they respect privacy? Do they understand the line between care and intrusion? Do they have the discipline to hold back that urge to just get it off their chest? Or will they betray you the moment there's something in it for them? And if you're someone who struggles with keeping things to yourself, here's a harsh truth. No one truly respects you. They might laugh with you, chat with you, use you for entertainment, but they will never trust you. To them, you're an open trash can, always ready to collect and regurgitate someone else's mess when it suits you. So what's the fix? Train yourself to stay silent. Don't treat other people's stories like they're yours to tell. When someone gives you a secret, understand they're handing you a piece of their soul. And you have two choices: protect it or betray them. A truly strong man is one who can stay silent even when he's hurting. One who knows that some things don't need to be said. Because silence sometimes is the deepest form of respect and the clearest sign of a man's character. If you want to see who someone really is, don't watch how they treat their boss, their idols, or people who benefit them. Watch how they treat those who are different, the poor, the weak, the ones beneath their status, outside their belief system, or far from their value set. When there's no need to perform, when there's no reward for being kind, then and only then does kindness reveal its true face. If a man is only polite to the wealthy, the smart, or the powerful, don't mistake him for a good person. He's just a businessman wrapped in moral clothing. Weak people feel threatened by difference. They can't handle it when someone lives differently, thinks differently, or chooses differently. Lacking the inner strength to understand or accept, they take the easy way out. They mock, judge, and exclude. They call the poor lazy. They treat the disabled like burdens. They ridicule the gay as broken. Not because those people are the problem, but because the accuser is. They need others to look smaller so they can feel bigger. That's not strength. That's insecurity dressed as arrogance. A man who's emotionally mature understands that no one is born the same and no one's obligated to be. He doesn't have to agree with every difference, but he's strong enough to treat everyone with fairness. He doesn't judge by job title, background, or religion. He doesn't mock foreign accents, doesn't get offended by strange clothes, doesn't look down on someone lower on the social ladder. Because he knows a person's worth isn't defined by where they come from. It's revealed by how they live. If someone is only kind when there's a reason to be, then their kindness is counterfeit. But if a man can restrain his contempt, rise above prejudice, and show respect even to those he doesn't like or need, that's real character. It doesn't take grand gestures, no need for philosophy. Sometimes, just sitting eye to eye with someone everyone else ignores and listening to them like a fellow human, that alone puts you above half the world. So next time you see someone mistreating a waiter, snapping at a janitor, sneering at a beggar, don't excuse it with, "They're just having a bad day." A bad day doesn't turn you into an asshole. It just tears off the mask and shows you who they really are. And if you're reading this, ask yourself, do you truly respect people when there's nothing to gain from them? Or is your respect just a disguised transaction? A strong man doesn't need to win every argument, dominate every interaction, or prove he's better than anyone. He simply knows how to act. He knows where the line is, and he knows that differences don't threaten him. They enrich this life. If you want to truly know someone, don't just watch them when they're suffering. Watch them when they win. Don't just look at how they fall. Pay attention to how they get back up. Success and failure, two sides of the same coin, both have the power to expose a person's core. Each reveals things we try hard to keep buried. When they succeed, the small-minded grow arrogant. The mature grow grateful. When they fail, the weak point fingers, the strong learn and move forward. Some people, when they have nothing, are humble, polite, soft-spoken. But the moment success shines on them, they morph into arrogant blowhards. Their tone becomes condescending. They act like the world owes them applause. They forget the people who helped them. They demand respect instead of showing gratitude. They believe success is proof of personal greatness, not the result of luck, timing, or someone showing up for them at the right moment. Success makes you stand out, but it can also blind you. And if you're not grounded, that spotlight will burn you from the inside out. The truly wise understand this. When you reach the top, the first thing you should do is look down, not to see who's beneath you, but to remember you were once there too. On the flip side, failure is when illusions fall apart. No more applause, no more praise, just you and the truth. In that silence, you see yourself clearer than ever. Some will blame their situation, whine, point fingers, give up, or run from reality. They didn't fail because of bad luck. They failed because they didn't have the guts to face themselves. But others, when they fall, will get up quietly. No whining, no begging, no drama. They take the lesson, adjust their course, and move on, without needing an audience. That's real inner strength. Because they know failure isn't a sentence, it's a workout, a test of grit, clarity, and humility. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You cannot control the world, but you can always control your reaction." That applies to both success and failure. No one escapes either. But you can always choose to walk through them in a way you'll respect when you look back. So what should you do? When you succeed, be grateful. Remember who opened the doors for you. Don't act like you built everything alone. No one rises without an unseen hand lifting somewhere along the way. When you fail, own it. Don't blame. Don't wait to be rescued. Ask yourself, where did I screw up? What did this fall teach me? Then get up, not to prove anything to anyone, but because you know you're not meant to stay at the bottom. In the end, whether you're soaring or sinking, remember, it's how you act in those moments that measures your true worth. Success doesn't make you special. Failure doesn't make you worthless. But how you walk through both, that's something no one can fake. Not everyone has the patience to watch until the end, but those who do are always the ones who go further than the rest. If you're one of them, subscribe and like. We're on the same team. This is the final test, and it's the hardest. Because it doesn't come in a single outburst like anger. It's not as obvious as gossip, and it doesn't have a clear ending like success or failure. It creeps in slowly, silently, relentlessly. It's change, it's pressure. It's the nameless storms life forces every man to walk through. And how a man responds to that, that's how he either rewrites or wrecks his life. People naturally fear change. That's human. But not everyone reacts to it the same way. The weak cling to the past, they dig in their heels, they refuse to adapt. They think if they just ignore it long enough, the world will go back to the way it was. But life doesn't pause for anyone. It keeps moving, and those who don't learn to swim get pulled under. They fear change because deep down, they don't believe they can handle it. They fear losing control, losing routine, stepping into uncertainty. They respond by whining, blaming, clinging, and eventually freezing. They do nothing, just stand there, pointing fingers at the world while every opportunity passes right in front of them. But the man with true grit, he doesn't care if what happened was fair or unfair. He just asks, "Now what?" And he moves. He understands one truth: change is the only constant. And instead of fighting it, he learns to move with it. He stays calm while others panic. He stands firm in crisis. He doesn't try to control everything. He controls the only thing that matters: himself. You'll see him in the father who loses his job but still holds the household together. In the soldier who comes home wounded but refuses to be broken. In the man who fails 3 times, yet on the 4th quietly starts again, with fewer words and more action. This isn't fake optimism. This is emotional discipline. It's the ability to keep a cool head while everything around you burns. It's refusing to play the victim, even when you've got every excuse to. It's the choice to keep going, especially when no one's watching. The Stoics called this ataraxia, a calm within the chaos. Not because the world got quieter, but because you got stronger. That kind of peace isn't given to you. It's earned. And no one can take it away. You can't predict when crisis will hit: a financial collapse, a social upheaval, a personal gut punch. But you can train for it now. So when it does, you don't collapse by reflex. You stay still, you breathe, and you act. The weak wait for the perfect moment to move. The strong move and create the perfect moment. And you won't know which one you are until pressure crushes down on you. Just like steel, you don't know if it's solid until it's been through fire. And it's inside the fire, in the middle of the storm that threatens to swallow you whole, where you get your real shot at growth. If you've got the guts not to back down. A person's true character isn't in the words they use to describe themselves. It's in how they behave when no one's watching, when anger erupts, when the chance to belittle someone appears, when they're trusted with a secret no one's monitoring, when they face someone unlike them, when they taste success that tempts them to gloat or failure that dares them to quit. Stoicism doesn't teach you to be cold. It teaches you to be strong, to hold your fire in anger, to stay kind even when kindness gets you nothing, to protect trust like it's sacred, to treat everyone fairly, even without a reason, to stay humble in victory, and to learn hard through failure. If you want to know who someone really is, watch them. But if you want to become someone you can respect, then look inward. How do you act in the moments no one sees? Are you living with dignity, calm, and wisdom, or just playing a role the world wants to applaud? Choose, because in the end, it's your choice. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to leave a comment so we can spread positivity together.